Alright, now I want to show you how you can create your own group in LinkedIn. We're actually right now on the groups page, so I went to interest in groups, and this is showing you the list of all the groups that I'm actually a member of right now. But say you want to create your own group and have your own discussion topics with interested people who want to talk about things that are interesting and something that you can take some action upon. So you actually can do that by going to this sidebar here. Right above the ad, you're going to see LinkedIn Groups, and you can create a group. So by clicking on Create a Group, you'll be taken to this form submission page that will walk you through the entire process. So you can create you need to upload a logo or some sort of image to go with it. It's really advantageous for you to actually have a logo instead of just keeping it blank, because people will see that if you don't have a logo or some sort of image to go with it, they don't think it's a professional group or that it's really taking off. So you can put some sort of image in here, and you also have to acknowledge that the image or logo that you're using does not infringe upon any copyrights. So don't go out to Google and just grab some image. Create something, put something together, use your own photo. Just don't use someone else's image. Create the group name, and don't put the word LinkedIn in the name. So create the group name. This should reflect upon what the group's topic discussions are. Then you can choose the group type. So here's where you have professional group, nonprofit groups, networking groups, a conference group, corporate group, an alumni group. So these are all pretty standard, and they make sense for what their names are. So you can imagine what alumni group is. Then you have other, which, well, you can type in what kind of category it falls under. So if it doesn't quite fall under a professional group or networking group, you can kind of give it its own name. So you have to, give a type of group that you are going to create. The brief description is the summary of the group, lets people know what your group is all about. It's necessary to put in so that people know what your discussion points are going to be. Your description is a more full description, so you can write out more information, your mission statement, and put everything in the group there that everyone can review at any time. If you are creating a group that's based around maybe a hospital setting, or creating a group around a particular niche that has a website, you might want to put a website in here. So for instance, I do a lot of graphic design. I might put a link to designobserver.com and talk about any of the issues that arise on that website. If you're working as a physician and you also are talking a lot about the AAFP, you could put the website for the AAFP in here, or be it whatever. You don't have to put anything in here since it's not required, but if you're talking about things and you have a point of reference you're always referring back to, you might want to put the website in there. The group owner email, this is the email that you have attached to your LinkedIn account, and you can actually have more than one backup email accounts. This email lets you have control over your group. So if anyone ever wants to take control over your group, if you want to leave, you can actually change this email out and give it to another person. But right now, anything that happens within the group, you'll get emailed to that primary email address. Now, access to join. You can let people auto-join automatically. So as soon as they click join, they're already a member. Or you can make it so that they have to request to join. And that makes the groups a little bit more private. So when you have it on request to join, they display this group in the groups directory, so you can show it in the groups directory and allow members to display the logo on their profiles. So if you let people join your group, they can then show their logo for your group on their profile. The last section here is allow members to invite other members to the group. This is something that you want to take stock in, that you want to make sure that you don't start having people inviting tons of people, and by default it's turned off. You want to make sure that people will join the group and discuss the topics that are at hand, and not just start inviting more and more people because they think that they would get something out of it. So as a group owner, you want to really think about how you want people to be invited to the group. And then you can also write a pre-approved members message so that people will understand that once they're pre-approved and are allowed to enter the group, they'll get an email from you. Set the language, the character set, pretty standard. You can also set the geographical location of your group. So if you're a group of physicians in a rural area in the state, you could actually set a geographic location, and when you do that, you can put the postal code in so that it's centered right around there. You have a Twitter account, you can also check it so that you can send out group information updates through Twitter as well, and then you can choose which Twitter account that you want to use. So if you have multiple Twitter accounts that you handle, you can choose which one to send out information there. And then the last part here, this is really important, is agreeing to the terms and services. Read over this. And you want to check, make sure everything in here is to your liking, and then you can create the group. Now, the last portion here is create an open group or a members only group. Remember when I talked about the lock icon? If you create a members only group, that creates the lock. If you create an open group, there's no lock. So that's how you actually create a group, and I'll show you how to use the analytics after this.